Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be going over who needs to file a local tax return. So basically what I'm going to be sharing is the Pennsylvania website where you can basically search up your address and see whether or not you actually have a local tax filing requirement or if you have no requirement at all to file. So without further ado, let me just share that screen and we will go right into it. So this is the first website you might see. So this is basically what we're going to do is we're going to be searching up for the PSD code and EIT rates. So EIT in this case is earned income tax is what it represents. I won't link this site just because this isn't really too important. But what I will do is do address search application. Or if you really want, you could also go through the view and sort PSD EIT rates, but it takes a lot longer in my opinion, so I recommend not doing that. So when you get to this website here, when you get to this link, which I will link down below in the description for everyone, is what you're going to be wanting to search is you're going to enter in your home address, so where you're actually living, obviously, and then your work address, which is where you go to every single day in the state of Pennsylvania. So if you were an out-of-state resident, you'd obviously have to still enter this just because there might be a local tax filing requirement where you are working in PA. So just because you don't live in PA doesn't mean that you don't have to file local tax returns. So I'm just going to enter in my business address first. I'll show you what it looks like when there is no local tax, just because in where I live and where I work there is no local tax rate. So as you can see right here, if you scroll down, once you click view information after entering your address in, you'll see it'll pop up with a PSD code, which is relevant for if you need it for local tax withholdings and things like that. And then it has the resident earned income tax percentage withholding. So obviously you can see here there's 0%, so that means there's no earned income tax in this locality that I live in and work in. And then as you can see, this is just for non-residents. So obviously this first part here is for your home, and then the second part here is for your work. And you'll never see resident EIT here. You should only see non-resident EIT, and that's just if you if you're not from this locality but you work in it, there might be an earned income tax withholding percentage that you need to do. And then as you can see down here, it actually shows total taxes to be withheld, and there's a local services tax here, as you can see right there. So LST stands for local services tax, and the local services tax will come back with an actual amount as to how much you're supposed to actually have withheld from your paycheck, or if you're working self-employed, how much you should be paying towards that. And then the very bottom part, I actually went over this in another video as well, which I can link above. But this just goes over who you're actually going to be filing through. So in this case, you'd be filing, if I was to file in this locality, I'd file through Berkheimer, although there is no need for me to do that, obviously. So let's see what it looks like when there is a filing requirement. So let me enter a local address that is a local business's address. I think it's actually a local church, if I remember correct. So let's just take a look and see what it sees. So as you can see right off the bat, there is a resident earned income tax percentage that needs to be withheld. So this is Oakland Borough, and there's the PSD code. The resident EIT rate is 1% in Oakland Borough. So if you were to live there, any sort of income you make that's earned income, so wages, self-employment income, things like that, then that would be taxed at that 1%. And if you were to work in Oakland Borough, then there'd be a 1% withholding on whatever wages, self-employment income you have when working there. As you can see, there is no local services tax here, and then obviously the same thing applies. The tax collector is just Berkheimer again. Excuse me. And then obviously the last thing that I can enter in my address just to see what that would look like. Again, so this is if I was working from my home, but I worked in the Oakland borough. Obviously, then there'd be a 1% withholding still. That's just how it kind of works. So I hope this kind of explains how to really know whether or not you have a filing requirement. There is just no you do or don't. It's really based on where you live and where you work. Just remember, don't go off of the address that's on your W-2. I feel like a lot of people will use that address, and usually it's like an out-of-state residence or out-of-state address because it's like a corporation and they incorporate it elsewhere. Make sure that when you're doing this, you enter in the address where you actually physically go to every single day. That's really what you're looking for. Other than that, that really kind of answers the question of whether or not who needs to really file when it comes to local income taxes and things like that. So without further ado, have a great day, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like icon, share it with someone if you know someone that has a question about this or anything like that. And I'll catch you in the next video. So peace out, everyone. Have a good day.